Happy Monday, everybody. Good morning, good morning. I hope you're having a wonderful week and had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Today, I have one of my favorite builds. It's probably the third one that I made in ESO, and it is the Horde. We're going to go ahead and dive right into that. Let's see, we're running the Thief Mundus. We are running Clockwork Citrus Fillet. You could also use Sugar Skulls if you want them to be tankier. You could also use Witch Mother's Potent Brew for something cheaper than Clockwork Citrus Fillet. And this, what you are seeing right here, is only 1/3 of the Horde that I'm referring to. This is a summoning build. The base class is Sorcerer, Animal Companions from Warden, and Gravelord from Necromancer. So it'll use quite a bit of skill points, but again, as always, subclassing requires quite a bit of it. We are running primarily light armor with 2 pieces of medium, and he is an Orc. The Swift Warrior passive pairs very nicely with the Bow passive of Hasty Retreat. Grants you Major Expedition, increases your movement speed by 30 every time you roll dodge, but also that stacks with another reduce the cost of the sprint by 12% and increase the movement bonus speed by 10%. So that's 40%. This is a highly evasive build. You could literally just kind of light attack with the bow and let your summons do all of the work. So with that, we're going to go ahead and go over the sets that we have. Naturally, we have Maw of the Infernal. All 7 pieces of armor are Divine's trait, and they are all Magicka enchants. So the 2 pieces, Head and Shoulder, are Maw of the Infernal, medium, which anytime you deal damage with a light or heavy attack, you have a 33% chance to summon a Daedroth. Big guy, it's a lot of fun just having him pop up and do so much damage in your stead. That's really nice there. Robe of the Ritualist is something that I actually recently came across. Originally, I did have... so this build has 9 summons, if you include Shock and the Trample Scribe skill summons. In that case, it's 9, but you can actually have 10 if you include those 2. If instead of the Ritualist set, you run Morkolden, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, or any other honing summon set. That would give you 10 summons, but I found that having damage done with summoned pets increased by 19%, 20 if you gold it all out. I don't feel like spending all of it, all my Drew Wax on 1%. I could live with 19, but if you do want to gold it out, it is 20% damage done with summoned pets. I found that much more worthwhile as opposed to Morkolden, which is, if you're not familiar, it's a sword that you summon that just kind of floats around. It is honing, so it chases after enemies just like your regular summons do, and it'll attack with like a sweep. It does physical damage. It's kind of mid, I'll be honest. But if you want to go with just as many summons as you possibly can, I also recommend running Morkolden. These, the 5-piece set is all light armor, and as far as the jewelry and weapons, I went with Defiler. So Defiler summons a hunger anytime you deal critical damage, and it spews poison, dealing 4k poison damage, and it stun locks enemies for 5 seconds. So it gives all of your summons a chance to just rush anything that they're anything that you want dead, essentially, in PVE. And I do have a little bit of a PvP setup here on the side. It's all right. It's not bad. It's not great. It's, you know, nothing to... It's definitely not going to rewrite the meta by any means. But it is a lot of fun. For the weapons, I did bow on both bars. Since this is a very Magicka-heavy build, you can do Desto Staff if you really felt like it, but I just like bow for its passives as well. It's just what I decided to roll with. So for the enchantments on the jewelry, I went with Spell Harm enchantment on all of it. Bloodthirsty is the trait for all of it. As far as the weapons, I did the weapon damage enchantment on the front bar, and the trait is Precise to increase our critical chance. And on the back bar, I went with the Absorb Magicka enchantment. That part is also optional. You could do Flame, you could do Poison, you could do whatever you want to. Again, your summons are going to be doing most of the heavy lifting. You're just going to be hanging back, light attacking and heavy attacking, and just letting them do all the work. So I want to say that's all of the equipment there. Let's go over the skills now. So we do have one scribe skill, and it will be our source for major savagery and prophecy. However, the other two portions, the what is it? Not grimoire, but the other two scripts or whatever they're called, those are fairly optional. You could really get creative with it, have fun, but this should be your source of major savagery and prophecy because the other skills don't really provide that the way that I have it set up. But here, I'll go over at the scribing altar and break down exactly what we did for trample here. I did knock back as far as the focus script. I just love the graphic of sending a mount through just a bunch of enemies and having them all get knocked over and stunned as well. I could have sworn they get stunned as well, but maybe they I must be mistaken. I guess they just get knocked back, and you can just let the hunger from the defiler set do the stunning for you. It's just a lot of fun. And I also went with Assassin's Misery, which afflicts enemies with concussion, sundered, and hemorrhaging status effects. 3 status effects right off the get-go. This is a build that really does weaken any enemies that you're going to be coming across, and it's a lot of fun letting your summons take advantage of that. And once again, as far as the affix script, we are going with Savagery and Prophecy. Very important. If you need any major buffs to any DPS character, it's Major Savagery, Major Prophecy, Major Brutality, and Major Sorcery. Those are the top 4 that any DPS, for the most part, needs in order to be as efficient as possible, in my opinion. But it's just a game. Play how you want to play it. If you see something else here that appeals to you, experiment a little bit. It's all for fun. And so that is the Trample skill. And next to that, we have Summon Volatile Familiar, Deep Fissure, Twilight Matriarch, Restore, and Skeletal Archer. And as far as our ultimate, on both bars, we're going to have the Guardian's Wrath. You're going to need it on both, otherwise it desummons, just the same with your Summon Volatile Familiar and your Matriarch. So it does take quite a bit. I wouldn't recommend running like Oaken Soul on this kind of build, especially if you want as many summons as possible, because you're going to need that second bar to have all the other in-between skills that make this build fun, essentially. But again, some of it is optional, others I just would not trade. I think I have this pretty well honed to the way I like it and to achieve the most damage and the most fun factor out of it. Oh, let me take a sip of water. Goodness, I just came from the gym. I'm sweaty, I'm grungy, I'm gross. This is... It'll save me the sweatiness I'm about to get into when I show off this build. I'm telling you guys, it is probably one of my favorites, especially if you're unfamiliar with the Sikkim command, is what I call it. It's I'll show that to you in a bit. Let's go over the back bar now. Regenerative Ward. I really like this because not only does it heal you, it gives you a great damage shield, almost 10k, around you and your pets. So all of your summons essentially get a damage shield. It definitely helps to maintain their health, and it's just a really good time. It also grants you minor intellect and minor endurance, helps the recovery on everything. It's great. Once again, you have to have your Daedric pets on both bars, so there's the Volatile Familiar again. Blighted Blast Bones, also essential. This build has a lot of burst damage. I wanted to be able to, again, not only hang back with and let the summons do the work, but if I do need to get involved, I wanted what summons or whatever attacks that I do to be beneficial to just nailing an enemy with as much burst damage as possible, and a lot of it is actually in line with a summon build, essentially. Blighted Blast Bones is a great example. You summon a skeleton, it's another summon, and it runs at the enemy, dealing a little over 14k damage, disease damage. Very good, everybody knows about it. It's pretty OP. There is Twilight Matriarch again on the back bar. Daedric Prey, very important to have for this build. So what it is it's almost a manual taunt, I suppose. You choose what you want your pets to go after. So let me see here. You curse an enemy, it deals 11.5k magic damage to the target, and after 6 seconds. So it's kind of like placing a mine on them that's going to explode. And while it's active, your summon pets prioritize that target and they deal an additional 50% damage. Unfortunately, this does only apply to the Matriarch and the Volatile Familiar, but that's on top of the Ritualist, which increases your damage done with summon pets by 19%, again, 20 if you gold out. That's 70% more damage that these two are doing, which is huge, and they are with you at all times. They are permanent summons until they are killed and you resummon them. So it's just, that is, again, great burst damage and great for a summoning build. I would say it's essential as well. So, I believe that should be just about everything. Let's go ahead and roll through the rotation. So, for me, I power up the Volatile, I get my Skeleton ready, Shock, Trample, and light attack through all of this, Blighted Blast Bones, Daedric Prey, and that's about it. And you can keep up with that, just keep swapping between those skills and making sure that your Skeleton and your Volatile Familiar are good. And we're hitting just under 60k. With the burst, I've hit 70 before. It's really not bad as far as general damage. There we go. Anyways. But, that's the build. And as you can see, just so many pets coming out. Again, I realize that shocks don't necessarily count as summons. But last time I checked, we're getting summoned from the ground. Kind of. Yeah. In the practical sense, I realize that they don't apply, like, as far as getting extra summon damage through the Ritualist or anything like that. But still, their debuff is so powerful, and so is their burst damage, that I found it to just major and minor breach is ridiculous. You know, so you could really burn through hordes of enemies with this build, and that is exactly what we're going to do right now. So let's go ahead and queue up for a dungeon, but in the meantime, let us go to... Decisions. You know what? Skyreach is pretty easy to keep track of where everything's going. The one thing about this build is there are summons all over the place. Thankfully, you can't hurt them or anything like that, but it can get a bit overwhelming seeing, like, all the... At some points, you might not be able to tell what's an enemy and what's not, especially if there's other Twilights or Daedroth running around that are enemies and stuff. You might not be able to tell which one's yours and which one's not, but I've noticed that it's almost irrelevant. The procs are always there, so you're always getting help even if you can't see them helping you out. So, let's go. Ooh, that is really cool armor that guy had on. Anyways. Oh, more water, please. Alright, so let's go ahead, power up our Familiar, get our Skeletal Archer out, and then we're gonna go ahead and get these guys all grouped up over here. Let's go ahead and have them prioritize this guy. Alright, and here's the trample. Oh gosh, it's so much fun just seeing them all. Oh, I procced that too soon. I got way too hyped into it. But I just love seeing all the enemies fly back from the mount trample attack. It is just, it never gets old to me, especially if you're being overwhelmed. You feel like, oh, okay, I need to create some distance between me and everybody else here. It is a great way to manage that. And again, let your summons sweat it out. That's the whole point of this build. You don't need to be in a group. You don't need a companion, although I do recommend Xerath if you are going to have one, because he has a summon as well. So just having the option to have even more summons is always fun. You know, you could be like Sun Jin Woo from Solo Leveling or something if you felt like it a little bit. The Sun Jin Woo playthrough. But I'm sorry. Again, I'm not doing a very good job. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Get all of my summons over here. So you can use the which one is that called again? Sorry, Daedric Prey, to get all of your summons to attack one particular target. There we go. See, I needed a little bit of space there, so I sent the mount on through. Or you can hold Y and left click on an enemy. That will, oh, I believe we're losing a couple summons here once again. I'm talking too much and not focusing either, but our dungeon appears to be ready as well, so let's go ahead and knock this out there. All right, that's everybody. Let's hop in. I have been getting like the same 3 dungeons for the last week and a half, and it has been killing me. I'm happy to see Blessed Crucible again. This is actually a very good dungeon for this build as well, because they do have like that little arena area where there's just so many enemies, and seeing your summons go after them all is just a lot of fun. I really do enjoy this dungeon quite a bit. I think it's one of the best ones. So yeah, not a lot of people know about the Sikkim command, which is, again, holding Y on an enemy, and then left click, and all of your summons will go after whatever target you are aiming at. Oh, I'm not a healer, FY. Well, that's kind of them to say. So you don't have to attack a target and have them go after you first. You can just send in your summons, and the enemy typically gets drawn to their attention right off the bat, even without like a taunt or a direct taunt from any of your summons. Wow, yeah, there we go. Very good DPS in this group, but also we don't have a healer, so that's okay though. With that kind of damage, we don't need one. And again, this build has the Twilight Matriarch for a heal, and we also have that ward for a heal and a damage shield. So, very good sustain, especially if you're running light armor. The 2 pieces of medium are fairly optional. I wanted a little bit more critical damage out of the build, and also the Undaunted skill line has a passive that, it's so funny, dude, that mount. That helps with crit damage as well, so. Like I said, just hang back, let your summons do all the work. Just make sure that they're still being summoned and proccing, and you can just stand at a distance. All of these skills you can cast are ranged casts as well. So, you really can just hang back with the bow and do a dodge roll to get that major evasion. A lot of speed on here as well, just to get out of any sticky situation you might be in. But you are not, you're not a glass cannon or anything. You're actually quite spongy for a DPS. There we go. We'll do that. See, it is a lot going on. You are dishing out a whole lot of summons, and so far nobody's been frustrated about it, as far as I can tell. It doesn't seem like I'm blocking anybody's ability to tank or heal or do damage. But it wouldn't surprise me if anybody was thinking that without saying anything in the chat. Oh, looks like we're running through, and that's okay. There's a lot of enemies here, but I'm not trying to slow everybody down either. Oh, goodness, excuse me. Let's get there. And... again, there's just something about having a group without a group. Although, granted, we have the group right now, but you get where I'm coming from. Here we go. This is the part that I was talking about. I'm going to see where everybody else goes and take care of another side. And trample. Oh, dude, the effect is so much fun. And there we have it. Let me go ahead and loot all these guys as well over here.
I've tamed the most exotic and dangerous beasts from the dark corners of Tamriel.
Yay, Dark Elf Urn. Again, also, class was optional. It doesn't have to be an orc. It just happened to work out that way, that the bow and the major evasion and the race passive that also has you sprinting faster. I found it worked out very nicely, but it was all coincidence. This build could be just about anything, but just bear in mind that it is Magicka heavy. So I have had no sustain issues whatsoever, but wow, that's really cool, whatever that is. But just running light armor is more than enough to, at least 5 pieces of light armor should be more than enough to give you the sustain that you need to do all of this. 2 of these are stamina skills, and that's Blighted Blast Bones and the Skeletal Archer. But you use them so intermittently that it's really not a big hit to your recovery, especially your stamina, which, again, you're recovering just by light attacking and heavy attacking with the bow. No, ah. The Troll King! Got him. And there. Ah, it's so good, dude. It's a very simple build to make and to run, for that matter, because again, you're not doing a whole lot of work besides just spamming your ranged attacks. Wrong one. And get mounted. Oh, no, 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 no. Maybe not, get trampled. There we go. That sounds better. Yeah. It'd be like that sometimes. Let's see how we can do. The damage in this group is very good. This is not all me whatsoever. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. GG's. Oh, see, I didn't even see that a couple, enemies spawned after the boss died, and my summons were already going at it, and my back was completely turned. It's just nice to have that kind of coverage with all of these summons looking out for you. But while we go back, I should be outside of the dungeon now, right? Yeah. Let's go ahead and find a quick world boss to fight. I like going after the I forget what the Queen's Queen's Consort. There we go. Hey, come on. Your boy plays the game. But Queen's Consort in Vardenfell is probably one of the best boss fights in this zone because it's just a really spongy enemy that I personally enjoy treating like a punching bag sometimes. It can catch you off guard if you're not paying too much attention. Like, you can't just kind of turn away from the screen. If it hits you enough times directly, you can get knocked out of it. But let's go ahead and just have some fun with that right now. And he is dead. Or she. Let's see here. Oh boy. Hey, guys. Didn't think you'd actually follow me in here. Okay. Well, goodbye. Goodness me. Oh. Your boy is wiped out from the gym, you guys. I'm so sorry. I should be higher energy than this, but I'm just all... Oh. I want to say this was the third build that I ever made in ESO. Definitely one of my faves. I go back to it all the time just because, especially after subclassing, once again, the ability to have so many summons pop up on the screen at the same time. There is like a cap I've seen it pop up every now and again. It says you've reached the summon capacity or something. It'll pop up on the top right corner, but it seems so all over the place. It wouldn't happen when I like specifically did a rotation, and I never noticed any of my summons in particular missing. I was always able to cast whatever skill I was trying to, but every now and again I would catch the you reach the summoning limit or whatever, and maybe if you had that 10th summon, if you had that replacement for Ritualist, which again I don't recommend, having all of these summons do an extra nearly 20% extra damage, and your Daedric pets do an extra 50% damage on top of that is, oh, there's our boy, is just so good. I wouldn't actually trade that. Oh boy. There we go. Talking too much here. Gotta dial in, gotta lock in. But see, I could just stand back here, let them sweat it out, continue proccing my major savagery and prophecy, because again, it is important that you have higher crit chance. Let's get a shield on everybody as well. There we go. And yeah. See, and when you're in a rut, you could always get your Twilight Matriarch to give you a heal. There's your ward for also healing and a damage shield. There we go. I kind of forgot how to do this boss fight. I can see he's raged out and getting very spongy, but there we go. He seems to be out of it now. So as long as we keep all those summons up, all of this blast damage up, that should be enough, I think, to... And trample. Okay, thought that was it. There we go. Kind of anticlimactic on that one. But, so, and again, this is a relatively easy boss. Even though Morrowind used to be, or Vardenfell used to be a DLC zone, I believe now it comes with base game. So it's not crazy difficult for that particular world boss. But you can see kind of the play style of this build. You just kind of... Oh! Sorry about that. Didn't even see you. 2 Crocodile. Thank you so much. It is a blast. I really enjoy playing as it. If it does interest you, I will have the VOD out tomorrow with all of the build details again. But if you need me to go over any of it, you just let me know. Thank you for joining us. So this is generally the play style. Again, you just hang back, let your summons do all the work, try to keep up the procs. I forget them all the time, but you see, look at just all these summons on the screen. It's ridiculous. You barely have to do anything but stand back and light attack. So let's try the Sikkim command I was telling you about just as soon as we're in. Okay. So again, for those of you who are unaware, there is a Sikkim command, and that is, there we go, there's something fun to hold Y at the target and then left click. And without attacking it, all of your summons will go okay. Will go after whatever you're aiming at to without you having to initialize the attack on it. And sometimes they don't even attack you. They'll go straight for your summons as well. Clearly that was a different situation. But yeah, without a doubt, my favorite summons build. The only one that I have really, because to be honest, even if I tried to do better than this, it would be pretty difficult. Can somebody else out there do better? 2 Crocodile, perhaps you can, perhaps anybody can, but for what works for me and the fun factor of this build,
I just it's mwah, chef's kiss. I really enjoy playing as sexy man Daedra Dan over here. Let's go ahead and do another world boss. I know that there's an the event is still on, I believe. I think we have 3 days on it. I could be mistaken. Ooh, also wanted to mention, to Crocodile, if you've already logged in today, great. If anybody hasn't logged in, make sure to log in this month. It is hugely important. The Writhing Wall apology is in the first day of daily logins. 8,000 Seals of Endeavor. That is months upon months of grinding for seals, and it is their way of saying we messed up. And if you did play the Writhing Wall event, they totally messed up. It was kind of buggy. There was fun to be had. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to dunk on them too harshly, especially with them trying to make up for it with all those Seals of Endeavor. But they kind of owed it to us for real. It was a buggy mess, especially toward the end. So it's nice to see them owning up to that and to sell all of this and giving us something very worthwhile in return. Ooh, didn't realize you could still get Daedric spoils without getting the quest. That's fun. But yeah, 8,000 Seals of Endeavor. Log in. Log in this month for sure. Let's go ahead and grab the world boss quest over here. Maybe we'll do the delve quest as well. We're here to have a good time, and thankfully, I've got a few hours before I need to get a haircut. So, here's the delve. Let's see what we got.
Do I look like someone who has time to chat? Because I assure you, I do not.
Is there anything you need help with?
Powerful Daedra have been sighted roaming the wilds near the sunken vaults of Ashal.
Nice. What needs to be done, bro?
Savil Alam's reports speak of numerous rituals being performed by the worm cult.
Alright, I'll put an end to that Daedra summoning. Oh, trust I'll put an end to that Daedra summoning. I'm the man for the job.
I would seek out Savil before.
Alright. That's kind of... Is that coincidence or irony? I can't quite tell. I'm putting a stop to Daedric summoning as the Daedric summoner in this, That's pretty cool. What a dice roll there. That's good RNG. I'll take the job. I didn't hear what you said. I have heard of Caldera. Alright, what do I need? Okay, I'll handle it. I will put down that Nyx Ox, baby. Let's see, I really hope that I have the Way Shrine over there. I should. I've played enough with this character to where I think I unlocked quite a few of the Vardenfell Way Shrines. It's, the more builds that I accumulate, the more Way Shrines I notice I only unlock at, like, the XP grind areas, and it is a very bad habit of mine to have. I really need to start actually playing the game as these builds. But... you get what I mean. I still enjoy playing ESO. It's just the grind to level 50 is so exhausting after the 14th time. The 14th time you have to do it. So let's go ahead and take care of this Oxhound. I can't remember the fastest way, but I know if I go through Balmora, I just kind of get stuck in the city. So let's take... yeah, this is the way. Excuse me. No, please don't be dead already. I'm so tired of coming across world bosses because of this event and they're already camped and dead. But it'd be like that. Can't knock people for playing the game and having a good time, because that is exactly what we are here to do. Okay, is this the entrance? I went past it, did I not? Okay, I totally did. Right? No, come on. You're better than this. This way. Please. Okay, cool. I was like, dude, no shot. Come on. Oh, and you boys down. That's alright. Gives us time to... here we go. Sick 'em. The Sick 'em command is so much fun, too. Again, if you're not familiar with it... oh, goodness me.
I don't think it says so in any of the tutorials in the game that, like, hey, by the way, you can command your summons to do the thing. Oh, I didn't even realize you were still out, buddy. Get out of here. Thank you for your assistance. You know, last time I was here, I had an interesting thing where I couldn't actually gather any of the mushrooms if another player was here gathering them as well. Usually it's like, what do you call it? Like interchangeable, I guess. Anybody can just grab the same spot where you're supposed to gather something. But like, I kept on running behind the same guy who was gathering before me, and it was kind of pissing me off, bro. Like, I was like, hey, come on, man. It's not even supposed to be like this. It wasn't the player's fault, but still. Okay, let's go ahead and sick him. And hopefully, there we go. See, he's going after the summons instead of me, which is nice. Let's go ahead and get the there we go. Trample. Bear ult. Blast bones. See, and just swarming the guy. And I could stand back and just let them sweat it all out. Okay. Unless, of course, it realizes that I'm the source of all these summons, which apparently it does. But even then, we are not a glass cannon. We have heals, we have shields. A group without a group. Okay, the volatile is down. Again, just something to stay on top of. Make sure that you always have your summons ready, and there we go. Easy. Easy recovery on that one. Get him, bear. Blast bones. Shock. Trample. Let's shield everybody up. Thankfully, the connection in the game is a bit better than it has been today. I've been hitting a lot of lag spikes lately. So there we go, maybe? Not a whole lot of execute damage here. I know that we get a higher crit chance the lower health an enemy gets, but but as far as executes, your best bet is your ult, which is the where does it say? You can activate Guardian's Wrath for 64 ultimate, causing the Grizzly to maul an enemy for almost 13k damage, magic damage, but if an enemy is below 25% health, it deals 150% more damage, and that is huge as far as an execute. But again, you do have to charge up your ult for that. Minor inconvenience. Let's make sure. I believe that's everything with this quest, unless I'm mistaken. Oh, nope, I need one more shroom. One more shroomy. But yeah, end goal was just to... And again, this is without a companion as well. But the companion I recommend the most would be Xerath, because he does have a summon skill as well. It's that ghost, I believe, that heals you, or maybe it gives you some stamina and magic recovery. To be honest, I'm not quite familiar with that. I know it's in the necromancy skill line. What is it, actually? No, it's not under Gravelord. But if you want to just tack on a couple more summons, easy money. I cannot recommend getting rid of Ritualist for another summoning armor set. It is just too strong having all of your pets doing another, well, not just pets, all of your summons. So that includes Blighted Blast Bones. Ooh, Blighted Blast Bones. I'm surprised I was able to say that correctly the first time around. Blighted Blast Bones, your Skeletal Archer, along with your Bear, along with your Daedric Summons, all doing a flat, almost, well, 20% again if you gold out the Ritualist set. 20% more damage. I wouldn't trade it. I absolutely would not. It is way too perfect for this kind of build. But again, do you. Have fun. That's what it's all about. We're not here to play the meta. We're not here to, you know, any chase min-maxing or anything like that. We're here for a good time, and that's what we're gonna have. Let's go to Daedric Disruptions, because that was kind of cool that we landed that one. Of all things, Daedra Dan is gonna go interrupt some Daedric summoning. The irony is palatable, to say the least. I do not have the Way Shrine that's closest to it, but I do have Nisus, which is close enough. Ba-ba-ba. I know we only have to do one in Vardenfell, if I'm not mistaken, and I believe the other one would be in Somerset. So, let's go ahead and take care of this. And then we will head over to High Elf Town. As soon as I find the route to get up there, bro, please. There we go. I'm thankful that mounts can swim, but the amount of times that I tried to swim up to a certain area just to find like a cliffside and be like, oh, well, I have to go around anyways. Painful, fam. So, let's go ahead and work our way. Well, we're going for a swim anyways. There we go. All right. Let's not spare anybody here. Get them, boys. It is just too much fun, man. And again, my back was turned and they were already going after an aggroed enemy for me. Didn't even have time to do the trample, but that's okay. I always have trouble finding this entrance. Ooh, I've got an idea. No, come on! That'll do. That's awesome. Okay. I don't think it'll let me in now, unfortunately, until I take those guys out, but that was a lot of fun. Where did they go? Okay. Oh, there we go. There's actually one of the summoning circles right now. Oh no. Oh boy. I think I've hit a lag spike. Oh no. Gang, come on. Oh boy. I think I'm getting booted. Well, that's okay, I guess. Unlucky. What can you do? Just as I was praising the connection I've been able to get in the game today, that is how they... At least I got that really fun that knock off the side. That was a lot of fun. Well, shame. Interesting though. Oh god, oh boy. Okay, well, guys, I gotta get out of here. This is painful. Please. Okay, let's go ahead and... Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh no. Ma'am, help. She seems to be having no issue here. Just me. Oh, painful. That's okay. Let's go ahead and log. Sad times. At least we weren't in the delve when that happened, but still. I can't believe I was just mentioning that, like, oh, hey, you know, good stuff. Oh well. Maybe if I log in, it'll be cool. Please. I don't know what's been going on since the update, man. Like, at first I was like, oh, it's just my Wi-Fi. Like, Cox cable's messing up. Oh, hello. What the heck? Neat. Anyways, yeah, Cox cable's messing up. But the more I play, the more I'm thinking that it was just the last update, man. I don't know what it is. I used to not have so many lag spikes, prominent lag spikes. Like, and it's always at the most inconvenient time, as you can see. It could be a coincidence, but it's frustrating nonetheless. I really do hope that they can address that and whatever's causing it, because Where winds meet is looking kind of appealing, I'm gonna be honest. I'm thinking that might be the next MMO to get into, especially if because I cannot play through these lag spikes, bro. It's no, no, come on, guys, come on, no shot. Well, thank you for joining me on this on this build. There's the summoning build, the horde as I call it. It's oh well, there we go. Thank goodness for that. I was totally about to check out, man. Like I can't. I'll give it one more lag spike before I call it quits. Ah, it's just a shame. I've played ESO for so long, and I have never had lag spikes this prominent. Like up to a minute long type stuff, you know? Painful. Painful to see the state that it finds itself in every now and again. But again, they've fixed stuff before. Hopefully they can do it again. There we are. Get them, boys. Oh, didn't know that's how that works. Okay. Neat. It's still my favorite game when it's behaving. But definitely not without its flaws. Man. There we go. Where? Ah, it's up here past the boss. Who is still alive? No, that's okay. We're not here for them anyways. This is tedious, man. I'd actually kind of rather just do this. As neat as it is, but also I feel like it's been besmirched a little bit by that lag spike earlier. But I'd much rather just kind of fight a world boss for a daily for real. Okay, where are we going here? I think we have what, one more to go? Yeah, Clan Fear Feast, and that was outside. Brilliant. Also didn't mean to jump off that, but these things happen. Your boy needs to sit up straight. Oh, my back. Daedroth? There. I was like, please, Brock. Where you at, big guy? Just getting swarmed, man. And sometimes you can just stand back and, here, get him. I did, as I mentioned before, try to make a PvP version of this. Basically, the exact same weapons and armor, except different traits, just to help accommodate PvP a little bit better. It was all right. You know, it certainly wasn't bad. But and here we go. All right, guys. I'm gonna call it there. This was the Horde build. I hope you enjoyed. To Crocodile, thank you so much for joining me today. And I will have the VOD out tomorrow, probably evening, with all of the build details spelled out for the TLDW. And I will see you all next Monday. Thank you so much.